All right, let's talk about it. Let's talk about how I really feel about the Crusader. All right, so for those of you who are unaware, I did lose that bet. We are rounding almost the time of I switched classes. I got I think Friday is when I could technically switch my class, something like that. At least I'm going with Friday. Friday, I'm switching my class back to Demon Hunter or whatever class I choose. There will definitely be a video about it when I do it. But I want to talk about something real quick. I want to talk about my experience so far as a Crusader. Now, keep in mind, today on stream, we did a lot of grinding, figuring out individual XP per enemy, like small, medium, large. We did a lot of fact finding. Now, since I was doing fact finding, I also tested a lot of different variations of builds and other skills on the Crusader. And I kind of want to talk about how I feel about the Crusader in general. Going from Demon Hunter to Crusader was a really big change. Obviously, for those of you who are aware, and for those of you who are watching, the patch has now happened to where we can swap and inherit the gear that they give you as a dummy gear. Had I had that from the get-go, I think that would have made a big difference because I lost a lot of CR right from the get-go, and it took me a couple of weeks to kind of recover from that, honestly. So I do think that it was a great quality of life change, but I think that also skewed a lot of my opinion of the Crusader. Like if I was going to enjoy it, if I was not going to enjoy it, and overall thoughts on it. Now, right now, if we go around and we attack something here as a Crusader, I gotta tell you, I'm not impressed. Don't get me wrong, Satyr is a great class. It is an amazing class. It's a very well needed class. It's one of those where you can have a lot of fun with the class. You are banner bot, so you are constantly wanted. You are never playing alone if you are a Crusader. You type in world chat, you type in general chat, hey, I'm a Crusader, I'm looking for a dungeon run. People are gonna hit you up, especially now that they were about to go to the 2v2 or just the twos for the dungeons because of the quality of life change. That's gonna be huge. But what I want to point out here is as you watch me play the Crusader, and it could be just my playstyle, right? It could be totally my playstyle, and that's why I don't like it. But I don't like this whole start-stop movement. So notice when I attack, I kind of start-stopping. It throws me off. It really does. I'm so used to, I want a nice fluid motion. I don't want to be locked in one place. I don't want to be stuck with a standstill, stagnant attack. It just doesn't feel good. Overall, in my personal opinion, that makes the Satyr really clunky to play. And I know a lot of people said, well, John, use you don't use Punish as your ability. Use the other one because it makes more sense. You get a ranged attack similar to your Demon Hunter. You're not wrong. Actually, if I come in here and I select, let's just swap it out and I'll just showcase it, right? If I select Sacred Fire, I even have the piece of gear right now that modifies Sacred Fire, right? But if I go in here and I use Sacred Fire, notice that, yeah, it's a long range, it's an AoE. Or not, well, it is kind of AoE, it's directional AoE, we'll call it. But I still have to stop and pause to use it, and that's still super annoying. It's not one of those, I really like the Demon Hunter where it's a nice fluid motion, which has kind of put me off, honestly, on playing a lot of the other classes, because what I know about the other classes is they all have this type of mechanic and this all type of playstyle. Is that necessarily something that should be a deal breaker for you as a viewer? Absolutely not. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion. Everyone's entitled to their own play style. Unfortunately, my play style just does not lend to playing this the way I really, really would like to. It just it's one of those situations where this just feels clunky. It does not feel smooth. Nothing about it is really nice and synergistic. You stop for a second, you pop, all three of your abilities, and then you go, right? That's just how it works. That's how being a Crusader is. It's not you keep Vengeance up and you just spam your AoE, you spam your A1. It's the circumstances change and playstyle changes. Every class is gonna have this. The other thing that I'm not really liking about the Crusader is the fact that, and I guess this is a first world problem, is you have to change your build a lot depending on what you're gonna do. There's very good PvP builds, there's very good PvE build, but it's not one build rules them all, if that makes sense. You do want to swap them out. You do want to change what ones you're actually running, what ones you're not running. It does make a difference. It completely makes a difference as far as what you're able to accomplish, how well you can perform and do, because if you take your basic setup into PvP, you're not going to get very many kills and you're not going to have a lot of fun. And then if you take in like channeling, it changes the mechanic. It changes the play style as well. And I think that's kind of one of the things that I find that as a con more than a positive myself, just because the fact that I don't want to change my playstyle. I want to have the same consistent playstyle. Like, yeah, if I got to change my gear for certain modifiers, like let's say I need to, instead of increase duration of my banner, I have to increase the duration of my horse. Like, that's totally fine. Like, that's a swap of legendary gear piece. And that makes total sense. They play the same. Unfortunately, you know, you just need a little bit more. One is more objectively better than the other for the different system. I think that would be a cool change. But the fact that you have to, like, ideally change everything out for each segment of the game, it just doesn't feel good. That's not a great feeling. It's something like you spend a lot of time getting used to your open world and your farming build, and then to switch to your PvP build. I feel like that's counterintuitive. I mean, yes, I get it. Over time, it's going to be second nature, right? It's always going to be second nature. Just like your farming build, it's always going to be second nature, even if you do mostly just PvP. That's just how this whole works, right? Like, that's just playing any game. That's just what you're going to get. But overall, so far, I have not enjoyed playing with Crusader. I really haven't. You can tell by my green bar beside me. Obviously, I got delayed partly because of work. Work really bound me up. I couldn't really play much for a week, which kind of set me back. But on top of not being able to play for a week, I didn't have the motivation to want to play because I just didn't enjoy this class. Playing this class is kind of like me envisioning playing Necro, and I don't know. It's a feels bad moment, man. It's a feels bad moment. Let me know that in the comments below. Did you guys change to Crusader? Did you like it? Did you love it? Like, I know our buddy Chosen, he just switched to a Crusader as well, and he's gonna go hard. He was prepared to go Satyr because of the dungeons. Now it's viable to go ahead and farm those, so he's gonna go super hard on him. Me personally, I'm about to go super hard on him as well as soon as I hit this level 150, which I will definitely get by the end of the night. But yeah, I wanted to talk to you guys first before I hit it, just to like kind of tell you my experience, because I'm not finding it that great. But there are some cool things about the Satyr that I guess are a positive. All these skills, they're pretty useful. It's not like the Crusader, it's not like the Demon Hunter where you're not going to use majority of your skills. There are several of these skills that are very, very good, very, very helpful, and make the playstyle different each and every time. I will be live, I think Thursday night. I'm gonna go live, and what we're gonna do is literally just test every single skill. I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna change every single legendary piece of gear out, and I'm gonna check them. I'm just gonna try them and see what I like. I'm gonna pop in Carson's Invigoration into every piece of gear that I have, kind of see what it modifies, to see what it does, to see if it's like, you know, if it does this, like if it does like the cooldown reduction, like this one here, or if it does something different. Maybe they do. I know H1 varies, so I think we'll test that out. We'll go through thoroughly one by one, test everything out, so that way I'm not guessing, right? Because the last thing I want to do is like give you guys build guides or tell you guys, hey, this class sucks, and not have anything to back it up. And it's all subject matter to what is the best thing for you. Like, what's your playstyle? What do you enjoy? I'm just one of those people where I don't enjoy stagnant play, and I don't enjoy stopping. Like, it's just one of those, like, no, thank you. Like, I don't want to just chill here and then go attack and then have to run, go attack, and then run, go attack. Like, I want to move nice and fluently attacking at the same time. Like, if it slows you down, that's fine. That's totally fine. I don't mind that mechanic even the slightest, but I don't want to deal with this start, stop, this lunge, like, you know what I mean? Like, nothing about this feels fluid. This feels very forced. It feels very clunky, and it just doesn't feel good. And that's my main problem, is because if I'm constantly spamming my primary button, I don't want clunkiness. I want nice and precise. I want to aim. Hopefully they fix the Demon Hunter's aim when I get to get change back. But let's be honest here, they probably didn't, because why would they? Let's just be fully honest here. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. I just wanted to tell you guys like my thoughts on the Crusader and how I'm feeling about it. But unfortunately, it's just not something that I'm enjoying. I will not play Satyr again. I'm gonna go back to Demon Hunter, where I feel nice and at home, and have fun with it. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think, how you feel about it, and thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.